All right, you ready for the next up?
I'm ready for the next up.
All right,
1957
man. We got a
Piper
1957.
Tri-Pacer.
Mhm.
$34,000
34.
up in Canada.
So, yeah, we're talking about basically. We kind of have the bookends here now. We had the Colt in the beginning for 20 grand. Now we're $14,000 later. We got a Tri Pacer. I'm not at a
Um,
glance here. I'm not. What's up?
all other things. Obviously, there's a bunch of factors involved, but just face value, I'm spending an extra 14 for the Tri-Pacer. Having never flown
Zero
either,
doubt.
just out of its reputation of both.
Zero doubt. This is a good year. This is a good. This is a more late model, 150 horse engine. This is one of the ones to get. I'm not obviously I don't like this paint job and things like that, and we'd have to look at all the same considerations of the Colt. Tube and fabric, so you worry about longerons being rusted out. You worry about fabric, and if you don't like the paint job, well, how do you can strip paint off fabric and then repaint it, but is it easier to just, or make more sense, just strip all that fabric off too, get a really good look at maybe damage repairs, maybe tubing that's rusted that you just plain couldn't see before. So I think a case, obviously my OCD says, yeah, rip every piece of fabric off this thing and make sure everything's good. But when it comes down to dollars and cents, man, that you're talking 20 grand to
Yeah,
recover this thing at least. So, but this
you
would be
did,
a good one to have if it is a clean airframe. This is a good year, good power plant to have on it. I mean, engine time 412 hours. I mean, it was real. It was overhauled though in 1997, so that's kind of
been
getting
a
up
while.
there. But yeah, it's been a while.
What are good years?
412 hours.
What are not so good
What's up?
years with the Tri-Pacers? What are good years? What are
I
not
think
so
you
good
want
years?
to basically be shooting for anything after 54. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
They made a lot of cabin heat improvements. Not a lot. They made cabin heat improvements. Um, that's actually the big one that I remember with the 1954. I want to say 1954. They didn't have the engine obviously made heat, and it just was not effective in the cabin. And then I believe in 54 they changed it so that it was quite effective. What a workhorse, though. I mean, my grandparents, flew these to the islands for years and just beat the hell out of them, basically. And they just took it. And
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of the way they look, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
But function over form sometimes. I guess they are really well balanced. Similar to like the 1979 Archer and Warrior. I always come back to that. And it's like when you spend so much time in one airplane, or that year, because we had 79 Warrior or 79 Archer, which felt very similar in balance. And then we had we had two 79 Archers and a 79 Warrior. And then I was flying an 82 Warrior around the same time. And I was flying a 85 Archer around the same time. And the handling, you could definitely separate the two groups, the prior to 1980 and then the after 1980 groups. And the handling was just, they destroyed them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's just it's just balance. And from my understanding, these Tri-Pacers were all very well balanced. Obviously, staying the CG and stuff, but they were easy to keep balanced. And they were very nimble and forgiving. Is what I've been told. I've never flown a Tri-Pacer or been in a Tri-Pacer, so
Mm.
I know my grandparents liked them.
Grandpa has that on his tombstone, doesn't he? You said.
My grandma does.
Okay.
Yeah. And for that, almost for that reason alone, that those two liked them, so, and they both love tri-pacers. For that reason alone, would be enough for me to maybe seek out an example of one. Man, this one has quite a panel. Did you look at the panel on this thing?
The panel?
It's got like glass cockpit. It's got an iPad mount in the middle with 4-flight. A lot of original instrumentation, but he's got like 2 Garmin G5s. It looks like.
Oh yeah,
or something like that.
It's definitely upgraded panel.
I mean, yeah, maybe not the way that you would do it for most people, but
no.
I mean, he was trying to make it work within, because they do have a goofy panel. It's raised on one side and lower on the other side, and it has a manifold pressure gauge, which, as some of you may know, with a constant speed prop, that's when you have a manifold pressure gauge. These old tri-pacers, I can't see it in this picture per se, but I know it's there over there on the right side of the panel.
There it is.
It's an odd thing. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Is that one there? Okay. Yeah, I knew it. Okay.
That's
because it looked
weird.
pretty original, so I figured it was still there.
That's weird for a for a fixed pitch prop.
For a fixed pitch, yeah. Why? Now, would it tell you some things? Yeah. If you were going to go experiment, like a lot of the Super Cub guys do, they'll swap props and they'll, rebend them to, be okay. It's an 8244, it's an 8240, and then you play all these games, and seeing manifold pressure can give you some clues as to, is this the right prop? I get that, but in this case, I don't understand the point. They may have had one back then. I don't know, but yeah, this looks like this might be a pretty good example. I'm not crazy about the scheme, the interior, the side panels and stuff, but man, all that stuff can be labor of love over a course of time.
Yeah.